Recorded live with little or no editing. It's Defense Up. I'm Run 7 on take 2. I'm feeling a little bit under the weather, but I had my friends come in on voice and in chat and help me go over these as we always do. So if you don't like the recommendations I give, be sure to find them and harass them about it. I'm just passing the word along. We grade on 5 different criteria. It's who you're using, their placement, their power levels, their ISOs, and what kind of mood I'm in. And I am feeling pretty bad, so hopefully Battle Panda won't get the worst grade ever. I'll try and go easy on them, but we really didn't like Team 1. Putting the Undying on defense is always a liability everywhere in the game. I don't think you should ever do it. There's too many things that can just go into this and really wreck shop. Eternals are going to get an automatic double tap off of the Gregs. Black Cat could steal clear those revives from Dormammu in here. So it's a lot of powerful pieces that aren't being used well and can really be detrimental. So I don't like this at all. What we decided we wanted to do is either replace this with Gamma or replace this with a really big Rebirth team, which we're going to see in room 4, but that's dependent on other stuff. So all in all, I think this is like a D team. There is the fact that you're getting charges on Thor, and he's pretty big. Maybe he's going to pop off with his passive a little bit. I doubt that's going to work too well. You've got Valkyrie in here with a 50% chance to throw up all those positive effects. Still not exciting. It's just too much of a liability with those undead people that so many teams can feed off of and get power from. So I don't really like this team. Let's swap it out with Gamma. All right, and if I can find my mouse, in room 2, we have the Bifrost team. You'll notice there's an issue with this team, however. They replaced Loki with Emma. Don't do this. Don't do this. Loki is giving the speed and energy to Sylvie, making her a huge threat. You cannot replace Loki. If you have to replace somebody, it's got to be Beta Ray Bill. Honestly, just don't replace anybody. This team is notoriously causing problems as a 5-piece because of how they work. We don't have a great solution. It's a bit of RNG. If Magneto can't flip on his special into Sylvie and get that ability block and disrupt, then it becomes an uphill battle. And so just use the 5-piece. Throwing Emma in here really screwed it up. As far as placement goes, you kind of just want to have Sylvie really far away. You want Beta Ray Bill in between two people who can put a lot of amazing counter assist attacks in, so that when he taunts and the splash damage hits the people he's adjacent to, it causes a lot of problems. So this placement would be okay. Let's get Sylvie to the outside. Get Loki back in here, please. Please do that. So far, this is kind of the best thing that you can put in room 2. Yes, it's cookie cutter, but it works, and you can get defensive victories off of it on crazy punch ups and punch downs. So go with a 5-piece. I'm giving this one a D-. I really don't like this. It's almost a total fail. Okay, in 3, we have the Nowhere team. This is a pretty decent build on the Nowhere team, but honestly, if you have a 750 to 800 or more Infinity Watch, I would rather put Infinity Watch in this room. They're getting just about the same efficiency score or drawing in different things that subtract from your overall offense into this defense. And so keeping Nova available for an offensive team, especially what we're going to see coming up in 6, is way more valuable than this. Just throw in your Infinity Watch. Hopefully they're 750 or 800 or better, and you can put them in room 3, and they just work really well. They're always going to get beat, but they're going to absorb a lot of attacks and screw up efficiency. Whereas this Nova team, it's doing about the same, and you could be using Nova on offense. You're definitely not going to use Infinity Watch on offense. So for me, this is okay. The placement should be changed. We want to swap Cosmo with Star-Lord, so Cosmo's further away from Korg. If Korg was really small and underdeveloped, I'd say put Korg in the middle, and that way he dies quickly and creates some gap placement and helps with chains and things like that. But with a Korg of this level, put him to the outside as the taunter over there. Just get Cosmo away from it. That way Cosmo can stay alive, heal the team up, maybe get a few more efficiency points docked on your opponent. I don't know, but overall, let's just put Infinity Watch in here. I'm going to give this one a C+. It doesn't excite me at all, and I don't like the placement on it. Team 4 is the Rebirth team. This team's clearly being built for DD6. It has some DD6 ISO choices, is what we kind of figured, with that Fortifier on Captain America, keeping him alive in DD6 when he taunts. The Skirmisher applying vulnerables for the rest of the people you're bringing into DD6 on that Black Widow. So we could make Black Widow a striker. We could make Captain America a skirmisher or a healer or something like that. But honestly, that's not the point of this team. It's just big. It requires a big team to come into it to finish it off. What we do think we might want to do is, depending on what we go with in room 1, we may want to move this team to room 1 and replace them with the Secret Defenders or a Secret Defender hybrid. Those are proving to be quite challenging in Cosmic Crucible, and if you have your Secret Defenders built up, which you probably should because they are arena meta right now, we're going to throw them in room 4. Otherwise, this is actually a really well-built team with solid ISO choices. You've got Black Widow creating that invisible barrier between Captain America and the rest of the team, so I like the place. I like everything that's going on here. I'm actually going to give this team an A without any docking of it. I just think that maybe we could find better use of this team elsewhere, or a replacement team that could go in here and do better those Secret Defenders, primarily for room 4. Excuse me. All right, in room 5, we have the Unlimited X-Men with Jubilee, and what we decided is that whether you like a 5-piece or you like a hybrid, lean into it. Go full 5-piece with Phantom X, or add some more pieces like a Bishop, a Beast, a Phoenix, something else in here, because Jubilee alone is basically giving this team a boost to the health stats, and it's not big enough to make a difference. So we like putting Beast in here with Jubilee, so Jubilee gives him that turn meter and he's healing up the team, and it creates this point of interest that people are kind of getting nervous about when they attack into and could make a mistake. Also, a lot of people, myself included, are thinking that Phoenix in here with other members creates a problem, because a Phoenix, especially a smaller one, she goes under and it creates a taunt over there with Rogue, or you don't hit her and she, scoops everybody under invisibility, and it creates a targeting issue. Same could be said about a smaller Bishop, a pre-taunt Bishop. You hit him, you accidentally knock him under, and suddenly Rogue's now taunting, and you can't seem to cleanse that, and it creates problems. Jubilee alone in here is not great. I'm giving this team a B, and I think if you do run some other people in here, I think you swap places with Jubilee and Firestick Man. Put Jubilee next to Rogue, so she's on an island, because Jubilee is undoubtedly going to be one of the first people to die. She doesn't have the stats like the rest of this team. So let's, one way or the other, go full 5-piece or go lean more into the hybridization of the team. Team number 6. Now, this is the Quicksilver hold in 6. I've also seen Quicksilver hold in 1. Doesn't work as well there. It works pretty good here. But either way, I'm using Kestrel, Nova, Tangled, and Emma into this team in either 6 or 1, and just absolutely mopping the floor with them with that hybrid. If you don't use that hybrid, I don't know what you use. Some other Tangled hybrid, I guess. But I'm having a great time with that, and that's why I don't like that Nova on defense. I think having Nova into this team, especially with Emma on that Bifrost we saw, I don't like that there either. So using that specific counter into this specific team is working amazingly well for me, and so that's what I'm recommending. Otherwise, this is a great team. It's built right, it's placed right, and outside of that hybrid counter, it does really well here, and it creates this point of friction that you have to be prepared for. And so I'm going to go ahead and give this team an A, but it is obviously becoming a team that we are understanding pretty well, and people are going to start coming in prepared. So watch your histories, see how it's being handled, and if you see that the team is starting to get cleared fairly easily, then maybe it's time to either switch rooms or switch who your 5th is and see if you can cause more of a disturbance there. All right, so this has been Defense Up for Battle Panda. Thank you, Battle Panda, for sending in those picks. I do appreciate when you guys send me in pictures. The list is actually finally getting a little bit shorter. So if you guys want to be featured on Defense Up, please find me on Discord, just DM me. My door is always open, and we'll get you set up on that list, and you too can have your defenses combed over by some of the greatest minds in Marvel Strike Force, or whoever I could drum up on short notice. Anyways, guys, be sure to don't just have a good game, be good to yourselves and others too, and I'll see you next time. Bye.